Hello everyone, I'm here to solve a classic Sudoku created by Jovi All. This Sudoku has been taken from the Logic Masters Germany portal and it is titled Cobra Roll. Apparently this was created to showcase a new technique. So I have solved the Sudoku already and I thought it is an exceptional Sudoku to make a video on. So I'll try to take you through the exact solve path. The link to solve this Sudoku is in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So let's start the Sudoku now. Let's make some pencil marks quickly here. 5 in columns 4 and 6 gives a 5 here. 5s in row 1 and 3 gives me a 5 here. 8 in rows 5 and 6 and column 4 gives me 8 here. I'm just going to make corner markings and try to show you the tough step that you need to see in this Sudoku. Then what do we have? 2 is in row 7 and column 5, so 2 goes here. And 2 in box 4 has to be in one of these two cells. Okay, so 1 4 in column 8 and 1 4 in row 2. So I have a pair here in box 3, and the moment after that you will see that 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 are again forming a pair. So this will be 2 3 and this will be 2 3. So that gives you the final two digits 7 8. Okay, so I think it's time to show the important trick in this Sudoku, a really tough one. So you can see here that 3 and 4 cannot be in these three cells in column 6, and 3 and 4 cannot be in these three cells in row 4. So which means 3 4 must be distributed somewhere across these cells in column 6 and row 4, right? Now I'm going to tell you that this cell has to be a 3 or a 4. A really deep deduction, watch closely. If this cell is not a 3 or 4, let's say we have 3 4 distributed in some way in any of these three cells, you will hit a contradiction. So let's, for example, assume that there is a 3 4 in here and a 3 4 somewhere here, right? So let's say you have 3 here, so which means this cell will be a 3, or if you have 4 here, this cell will be a 4. So in any case this will be 3 or a 4, right? Now if you look closely, these two givens in boxes 1 and 9, in column in 1 2 will be in these three cells, and in row 9 1 2 again must be in these three cells. This is simply not possible, right? You can if you put 1 and 2 in these three cells, then how on earth are you going to put 1 and 2 in row 9? And similarly, if you put 1 and 2 in these three cells in row 9, how on earth are you going to put 1 and 2 in column 1? So simply not possible. So which means that this cell has to be 3 or a 4. A very, very complicated idea to see, but that is given birth because of these givens. Once you see that givens, see those givens, you'll instantly get an idea. The same works. You cannot have both the 3 and 4 here because then 3 4 must be in these two cells. So clearly this has to be a 3 or a 4. So that pushes 8 into this cell. Let's remove the 3 4 here. So this will be 8 now. That gives rise to a 5 here. Two was in one of these two cells, right? This or this. Now let's continue. So 6 is not in row 4, 6 is not in column 6, so 6 goes here. And that gives rise to a 6 in column 5, 6 goes here. So this will be 1 and 9, and 3 goes in here. Okay, so now you have 5 6 in here and 5 6 in here. So in row 2, these two cells will take a 5 6 pair, and you have 6 here, so this is 5 and that is 6. So 5 goes in these two cells in box 4. And column 5, this will be 3 or a 9. Okay, these two cells must take 2 7 8. And now you know where the 3 goes in row 2. So 3 goes here. That gives rise to a 2 here. So 3 in these cells gives me 3 here. So 3 goes here. 2 is not here, 2 is not here, 2 goes here. And that gives rise to a 2 in box 4. So this is not a 2. So 2 in column 1 goes here. Okay, so these two cells must take 5 6 and 7. This is not 5, this is not 6 or 7, right? So this has to be a 5. And that gives me a 5 in box 4. 5 goes here. And in column 1, 5 goes here. So that is forming a pair, 2 5. So let's remove that. So this is a 2 5 pair. And now these 3 cells are 1 3 4 for the box. You can't have 4 here. This is 1 or 3. 3 is ruled out here. This is 1 or 4. Okay. And this is a bi-value candidate. It's 1 and or a 9. So this, mind you, the Sudoku hasn't still become easy. There are some difficult steps still in the Sudoku. Why have I gone so down? Let me just come back closer. Okay. So the next thing to see here in the Sudoku is, where does the 1 go in column 1? 1 goes in these two cells. And 1 in column 5 goes in these two cells. Right? So this is a skyscraper logic. Again, a very complicated step here. Can you have a 1 in this yellow cell? So if you have a 1 here, 1 is forced into this yellow cell. What it does is that it eliminates the 1 from this cell and 1 from this cell. Now the 1 in columns 5 and column 1 are both in row 7. Very difficult step to see, but I don't think there's anything better at this point. So you can't have 1 in the yellow cell here, because that will force 2 1s in row 7, right? So this is not a 1, so that's a 9. So the 9 goes in here in row 5, and 1 in row 5 goes in these two cells, which gives me 3 here. That's not a 3, that's 1 and 4. So let's remove these colors. And now the 3 goes here. This will be 1 or 4. So next, let's put some pencil marks in. This is 1, 6 and 7. So 2, 4, 3, 5, 8. This is 7 or a 9. You can't have 1, you cannot have 6, so this is 7 or a 9. And this cell cannot be a 7, because that forces a 7 in here, forces a 7 in here, and now in box 2, we don't have any space for 7. 7 is not here, 7 is not here. So this Sudoku is laced with sharp tricks all over the place. So an excellent one. 7 can't go here, this is a 9. And now 9 is forced here. 3 is forced here. 1 is forced here. Once in rows 7 and 8 gives me 1 here, gives me a 1 here, a 4 here. That will be a 4, 2, 5, 9, 3, 4, 8. So I'll need 1, 6 and 7. This is 1, 7, 6, 7 and 1, 6, 7. And look at this column. 4 is removed from these two cells. So 4 goes here. And this will be a 2, 9 pair. And you have 2 here. So that's 9 and that's 2. And 2 isn't here. So 2 goes here. In row 5. So this is 7 or 8. Can't be 8. So that is a 7. That puts 7 in here. 6 in here. 1 here. 6 here. So this is a 1, 7 pair. These two cells will be 1, 8. Okay, look where the 9 goes in column 3. 9 cannot be here, 9 cannot be here, so 9 goes here. And that puts 9 in row 9. And 2 here resolves this 2, 5 pair. 5 and 2. We are slowly moving towards the solution. 1, 6, 8, 9, 2 and 5. So I'll need 3, 4 and 7 in that column. But before that, column 3. So 7, 8, right? So 7 and 8, 7 and 8. And where does the 6 go in column 7? 6 goes here, which puts the 6 in here. These will be a 3, 5 pair. So 5 goes here and 3 goes here. This will be 7, 8 for the column. Still not easy, huh? Row 2. So this is 8. That's 7. That's 8. That's 7. That's 8. That's 1. That's 8. 1 gives a 4 here. A 1 here. A 1 here. A 7 here. 1, 2, 6, 8, 3, 5, 9. So 7 here. A 4 here. That finishes off row 8. I'll need 3, 4 here. 3, 4. This will be 3, 7. That is instantly resolved. 7, 3, 3, 4, and 4 and 9. And with that, we have finished this Cobra roll Sudoku by Jovi all. The main thing that you needed to see in the Sudoku was realizing that row 4 column 6 must take a 3 or 4, because if you have 3 4 in some way in these 3 cells, what it does was that 1 and 2 will be forced into these 5 cells in column 1 and row 9. There is no way to put the 1 and the 2 in those 5 cells in the same box. That was the first step. Next step was seeing that 1 was in these 2 cells in column 1 and 1 was in these 2 cells in column 5, and removing the 1 from that cell because of that. Because if you do have a 1 here, 1 gets forced here, and both of these ones are eliminated, right? And that will force 2 ones in row 7. These are the 2 major steps. And even after that, you would have to find some interesting deductions. For instance, we eliminated the 7 somewhere here, right? That was giving rise to no 7 in box 2. So these deductions really moved the Sudoku forward. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.